Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be attempting to film the first video since I got a kitten, and that kitten really loves this silk. So currently she's under here. Miso, where are you? Come here, you crazy cat. Oh. So today's video is going to be a collective haul between the months of June and now mid-October. Yeah, it's been not really an optimal period of time for me to film. I haven't really had the motivation for a lot of reasons. I think I talked about it in that like sad black and white film I made a few months ago. Jesus, that was months ago, wasn't it? Hey, 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 ow, 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 ow. Sorry, I'm being attacked. Why are you acting so crazy? I don't know what it is, it's just the silk. When I brought out the silk yesterday to start filming like the bits and bobs for this, she just loved it. So the first and most exciting thing to haul, although it feels a bit wrong to haul her because she is an animal and not a thing, but it is my darling kitten Miso. I'm gonna attempt your bit one more time, and if you keep attacking me, you're out of the haul, okay? You're out of the hall of faves. Get out of there. Get out of there, Miso. We got her just a few weekends ago and she just brings so much light to our lives, and every day at work I'm just sitting there and I'm like, what's Miso doing right now? But yeah, she's a darling little baby. Every morning I wake up and she's cuddling next to my head and she's purring. Do not nibble me. There will be no baby cat moose if you attack me. The next thing I want to mention is this really generous package from one of my internet pals, Jaclyn. She's from the US and she's an amazing illustrator and artist. And probably around this time last year, she did a portrait of me and posted it on Instagram, and I was just like, oh my god, like I didn't even know she knew me, but I definitely knew her, and it was a mutual like, oh. And she sent it to me, which was really cool. So I've got that framed now. I haven't quite decided where to hang it yet. Anyway, I was expecting just the envelope with the one like sheet of paper with my drawing in it, but no, she sent me this like thick thing. It had so many goodies in it. It had these postcards, it had a sweet little letter from her, it had this enamel pin that she made from one of her illustrations, which is very cool. What else was in there? A bunch of stickers. Some of the stickers and postcards I've already taken to work, so I wanted to use them to decorate my desk. But all these really witchy stickers, and she also included her zine from last year's Inktober. So Inktober is like a lot of illustrators and artists do it, where every single day in October they do a different illustration or create a different piece. And last year hers were mainly these gorgeous witches and all these different designs, and that's what's in the zine. Actually, go back a few pages. Yes, this is the next thing I want to talk about. So Jaclyn did the illustrations for Gabby, who made a video game called A Mortician's Tale. Gabby's amazing. She also has a podcast called Play Dead, which is about death in video games. So check that out if that's something you would be interested in as well. And she hooked me up with the beta, maybe to give my professional opinion, I don't know, or maybe just to enjoy the game because it's so lovely. It's a story-based game, and you play as this mortician who starts working in this small funeral home, and every day you get emails about your next jobs and about like the intertwining story that's going on at the same time. I don't want to give too much away because the game hasn't come out yet. I believe it comes out this week. It should actually probably be up by the time that I release this video, but it's so beautiful, and for someone like me it's enjoyable because I can kind of compare and contrast the practices between what I know here in Australia and what she knows and has been researching over on her side of the world, which is very interesting. But the game mainly is definitely focused towards educating people. So the way the game works is you do your like prep in the mortuary, and then like the next stage is the funeral. So you always have like all these different mourners and family members on the funeral side, and you can like click and talk to them, and they all say little bits and bobs. And it's so clever how she's done it because she's intertwined all these really common like conversations people have, and you know, misconceptions and things that she like really gently touches on. So it's really educational and informative, but it's not like you know, death in your face, because sometimes that doesn't really help people learn. But this game, I can tell, is really good for that. So I'm really excited for people to play this game. It comes out, I believe, October 18th. It's October 15th when I'm filming this video, so if I get this out before Gabby's game comes out, it'll be nothing short of a miracle, but it will be on Steam in a couple of days. A Mortician's Tale. My next favourite thing is David Bowie. I had a bit of a... I don't know if I mentioned this in my last video, but my childhood cat Binks died of 17 years. And I was really sad, and my husband was like, what do you want to do to make yourself feel better. Do you want to watch a movie? Do you want to eat? You know, what do you want to do? And I wanted to watch The Labyrinth because that's my all-time favorite film. And so we popped that on, and then I started crying some more because I was like, David Bowie's dead too. And that prompted me to buy the soundtrack. So I was at JB Hi-Fi for something else and they had it on vinyl. And then I was like, you know what, I actually really like David Bowie. So I got just like the greatest hits that came out when he died. And every Friday, I've just been listening to like Life on Mars when I'm walking to work, and then Let's Dance when I'm leaving work for the day. And it's just like the perfect preempt and celebration to Friday. So that is my soundtrack. Every Friday, Life on Mars and Let's Dance. And on Saturday mornings now, I'll put on David Bowie just to like fully, like, I know I'm in weekend mode now. And this has been a really nice little ritual. I have to take these back now. Excuse me. Speaking of work, I got this pen holder. I know, super crazy. It's a giant gold tooth. It's originally meant to be for holding your toothbrushes, but I just find whenever we keep our toothbrushes, our toothbrushes in something, there's always like a chalky well at the bottom just from like toothpaste and just yuck. And this was just too pretty to use for that, so I'm using it for pens at work. The next big thing is something from way back in June. I did mention it in that vlog that I did in June, and it is my tarot deck. It's the UC Pagan Otherworlds tarot deck, and it is just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I mean, a lot of people say you're not meant to buy your own deck, but when I saw this, I was just like, instant connection. I knew I had to have it. It's just art. Even if I wasn't into tarot, I would still buy this deck just to look at because it's so beautiful. It's a really like tactile, the box is really, feels really nice, and the cards are really solid and they just feel beautiful, and the illustrations or the paintings are just like, and I've really connected with that deck. I don't want to say too much more on that in this video, but if you would like to talk more about tarot and that kind of thing in the future, please let me know and give me some ideas on how you would like me to talk about it. My favorite cards in this deck, purely based off like aesthetics, not necessarily their meanings, are the Queen of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, the Ten of Swords, and Death. The final misc thing that I want to talk about, and also a very exciting piece for me, is the Contax T2. This camera I have been wanting for all of this year, like the best part of the last year and a half, I'd say. I had to wait till I got my tax return to afford this because it was one of those purchases where I really wanted it, but I just couldn't quite justify the price tag. So I was slowly working towards that, and I picked it up in August, I believe. Around about August I got this camera. It's absolutely beautiful. It's just like a point and shoot, but it does have a few options as far as like setting your aperture and things like that, so you do have a little bit of control over it, and it just takes the most crispy photos. I don't have a huge amount of skill in film and photography, but this camera makes me look like I'm doing okay for myself, and I've just been loving it. It's been really getting me enthused and back into shooting regularly. It's so easy to use. All you need is that and like a little bit of portrait. You put them together and just, yeah, magic. So I've mainly been taking portraits with it at the moment. I need a little bit more time, and I'm just trying to think of nice places to go to take some nice photos. I need to get some family photos with Miso actually. Oh, now she's sleeping like an angel. Little devil. But yes, in short, I would recommend the Contax T2 to any level of photographer. It's so like it's so easy to use, and every photo I've taken, in my opinion, has come out really beautiful. So the next category is makeup. I think I talked about this briefly in that black and white sad tragic video from a month ago, but I've been not really feeling that great about myself, and like this, you know, this whole and yeah, I've just been trying to remedy that by buying a lot of makeup apparently. So most of it is by Kat Von D. I got the Shade and Light palette, which is the eye contour palette. Now I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I don't know how to contour no eyes. So it's got lots of really nice neutral shades in it, and also black. Can't say I've used the black, but there's kind of the peachy browns and the light colors have been really nice for, you know, creases and bases and all that kind of fun stuff. The second palette is a little more exciting. That is the Kat Von D Alchemy palette. It's several colors that are all kind of super shiny, opal, reptilian, scaly, rainbow colors. It's a lot of fun. I certainly did not need this palette. Again, this was my like self-esteem fairy being like, you should buy it, it's pretty, it'll make you pretty. And I was like, oh, okay. And lastly, I've been adding to my collection of the Kat Von D Everlasting lipsticks. I got a refill of Lolita 2, which is this color. This is kind of like my go-to. It's like the liquid version of Mocha by MAC, which is also a favorite color of mine. I got Plath, which is a nice brown town color, Malice, which was a red, and another red called Outlaw. So Outlaw, Malice, Plath, and a refill of Lolita 2. So I have more than enough makeup. I don't want any more. So I have 2 pairs of shoes, and then we have a clothing extravaganza, and then we are finally at the end of this enormous haul video. I told you it'd be long. This is like June, July, August. This is 5 months worth of haul, so I apologize for the length, but let's finish this off. One is extra as hell. I bought them for my birthday because I was like, you know, my birthday was coming up. My beautiful friend Brittany put on a show for us, basically. Like, she's the dream host. She makes so much food. We had like vegan honey soy chicken nuggets and like kofta balls, and she made a cake, and it was just a lovely night. And it was just with 4 of us, just, yeah, close friends hanging out. And I don't know, I originally was gonna wear normal clothes, and then I was like, no, it's my birthday, I need a birthday outfit. And apparently my definition of a birthday outfit was like a lime green dress with bell sleeves covered in insects and shoes with pom-poms on them. So I'm showing you my shoes with pom-poms on them. They're from ASOS. They were like $40, which was the only reason that I could justify this purchase. But I've ended up wearing them several times since my birthday, so don't know how that happened. But they're good fun. I mean, terribly, terribly uncomfortable, but they do make some outfits pop a little more, I suppose. The second pair of shoes is much more sensible, and they are by Jeffrey Campbell. I believe they were called the Egan shoe, like E-G-A-N. I had been eyeing them off for a long time, but US dollars, US shipping, Australia was not going to happen anytime soon. And I went back on the website a few months later, and the whole website was like 50% off everything, and I snagged them up. They had my size, so I could tell myself it was meant to be, and I purchased those ones. No regrets. I wear them every single day to work. They have a really thick heel, which makes them extra comfortable, and they're just kind of like, because they have the toe and the top panel, they're like a gothic saddle shoe, which is exactly what I wanted. They're work appropriate, but they can also be very witchy depending on what I wear. So I'm so happy with those ones. So the last thing on the agenda today is clothes. Similarly to makeup, when I'm not feeling good, I need to buy things to make myself feel better, like shiny eyeshadow and new outfits. So let's begin. I think I might narrate it from down here, and then I'll insert some clips of showing the more exciting pieces. So let's start with the aforementioned birthday dress with the bell sleeves and the lime green and the butterflies, insects. This is a fun little dress, absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if I'll ever wear it again, but it definitely made me feel special on my birthday. The only downside to this outfit is that whenever I would reach for food across the table, the bell sleeve also went into the food. So just bear that in mind if you're looking to enter into the bell sleeve craze, which I fully endorse, but just be aware, I've had many a different kind of sauce dip into my sleeve. So just keep that in mind. So there's 2 over pieces that I would like to show you. One is this bomber jacket from Horizon Supply Co., which is Bring Me the Horizons merch website, basically, and it's the Follow You bomber jacket. Now, Follow You was our first dance song at our wedding, so it's very near and dear to my heart, and they brought out a bomber jacket that has the lyrics from the chorus on the back of it, and this cool little patch of like a walkway going up some fiery stairs on the side. And it had sold out previously, and it's been away for about 3 or 4 months, and then suddenly it came back, and it was payday, and I was like, in there. So I just got that the other day. It's really good. I find anything by Horizon Supply or Drop Dead is really good quality. This one's beautifully lined with this really warm fabric, and the outside is kind of like a windbreaker type thing, aka I wore it in the rain last night and I was okay. So I do fully endorse that one. Just looking at it. It's just hanging up there. On the complete opposite side of the spectrum, I also got like a lazy sloppy cardigan from Princess Highway. It's kind of mustard, but it has flecks of different colors all within the wool, and it's just a good kind of like pull on comfy, you know, around the house when it's a bit nippy cardigan. I do have a lot of other cardigans and jackets, but they're all fitted or all really outerwear, nothing that was snuggly, so that's why I bought this one. I also got my first pair of ripped jeans, which is an interesting look for me. I definitely feel like a bad girl. I feel like I should be riding in a trolley out the back of Woolworths or something. But yeah, there's really nothing else to them. I'm posing with my knees right now. On the knees, please.
Get your knees out, fucking hell. Fuck, you got some ugly ass knees, yeah.
What do you mean?
Look at them.
What's wrong with them?
Check them out. Fucking old knobbly knees.
A couple of things from Black Milk recently. I have a high-waisted navy blue velvet midi skirt with pockets, which is beautiful and so swishy, and also a black underbust dress, also with pockets, also from Black Milk, also midi length, which I enjoy a lot. Okay, so that is the end of this huge haul of faves. Thank you for spending time with me and Miso. She says nice to meet you. And if you would like to see daily Miso, you're more than welcome to follow me on Instagram, catguts with an underscore. She is on my story every single day. She is my obsession. If there are any videos in particular that you would like to see from me going forward, please let me know. I hope you enjoyed this very, very lengthy haul. I am probably going to do another haul very shortly because I am expecting a little something in the mail. And by little, I don't mean little at all. I'm very excited for it. It should come next week. So I might talk to you then about that. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!